This is Meteorologist Matthew East, and thank you for clicking on to this Wednesday edition of the Carolina Weather Video. Let's start off with the pressure pattern across the lower 48. This is valid at 5 o'clock this morning here as I'm cutting this video during the 5 o'clock hour. A couple things to note. First of all, we have a frontal boundary, sort of a loosely defined front off to our west, moving through parts of the Mississippi and the Tennessee valleys. High pressure still sort of nosing in here across the eastern part of the country, but notice the flow of winds is now shifted out of the southeast and the south. That's trying to push in sort of a warmer, muggier air mass, but it's going to be a losing battle, I think, in terms of the warmth due to cloud cover moving in. There's your temperature pattern this morning, and a definite surge of muggier, warmer air off to our west, and there'll be some thunderstorm activity, occasionally severe, in the deep south today. But it was a cool start to the day here across the Carolinas. The temperature gradient very well defined northeast to southwest. Many spots in the northeastern half of the state were down into the low to mid 50s. But you get off to the south and places like Atlanta and Montgomery only down into the mid to upper 60s this morning. So pretty good temperature contrast across the region. There's where rain was falling a little after 5 o'clock this morning, and certainly there's been some rain and embedded thunderstorms across the deep south and the Tennessee Valley. That actually extends all the way up into the Great Lakes region as well. Dry start to the day in the Carolinas, but that rain is heading our way, and lots of cloud cover this morning. And we will certainly see more clouds than sun as today unfolds, and the clouds will thicken with time. All right, so what's driving this next storm system? This is a look at the 500 millibar chart off of the 0Z run of the GFS. This is valid 2 o'clock this afternoon. Upper air low closing off there not far from Muscle Shoals, Alabama, and Tupelo, Mississippi. Let's fast forward to 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. This is Thursday afternoon. The low pressure area, or the trough, in the 500 millibar pattern shifting into eastern parts of Georgia and South Carolina. And finally, here we are at 2 o'clock on Friday afternoon. The trough losing its definition, weakening and pushing off the South Carolina and Georgia coast. So that's what's going on up at the 500 millibar layer. Let's shift now to the surface pattern here. And notice this is at 2 o'clock in the afternoon today. And that's the rain that's fallen in the previous 6 hours. And a pretty good amount of rain falling here in parts of Ohio down into Georgia and eastern Alabama. But that rain really weakening as it approaches our area on the modeling here. This is valid 8 o'clock this evening, so this is the rain that falls this afternoon and this evening. Notice the rain, although it's light, trying to push into the Piedmont, and I think we will see some shower activity arriving this afternoon across the Charlotte and Triad regions, probably holding off until tonight for the Raleigh zones. And here you are, 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. So that's some of the rain that falls overnight. Notice, not a lot of rain falling across North Carolina. The GFS really shuts some of the heavier rain off to our south, and that'll probably be the case. But I think enough lift and enough energy with this storm system that I'm going to mention the chance for occasional showers for the Charlotte and Triad zones anywhere from this afternoon, continuing through the night tonight, and then into the day tomorrow. This is valid 8 o'clock tomorrow evening, and not a lot of very heavy rain. And the rain amounts are in question, but I think occasional showers beginning this afternoon, lasting through tonight and tomorrow, and maybe even on into Friday as well. This is the chart for Friday. Certainly, again, the best moisture off to our east, but still the chance for occasional showers right on through Friday. Okay, here we go on Saturday. And a bit of a shift in the modeling here is most of the modeling now indicating a pretty good area of high pressure sort of nosing in here from the north for the weekend. That'll push some drier air in, and for this forecast cycle, I've gone with a dry forecast for both Saturday and here on Sunday as well. So for the time being, the weekend looks dry. That would be good news for all the activities out at Lowe's Motor Speedway coming up this weekend, as well as any other outdoor activities you might have planned for the coming weekend. All right, let's check in with the precipitation accumulation forecast here from the HPC. And remember, yesterday when I showed you this chart, they were showing 3 to 4 inches of rain. I had a hunch that was probably a little excessive, and they have certainly backed down on those rain amounts now. Most amounts actually less than an inch across much of the Piedmont, higher amounts up in the North Carolina mountains. And, you know, certainly it's anybody's guess right now in terms of how much rain will actually fall I think the lighter amount's probably the more correct solution here, but we'll see. Anything still on the table, but I think the heaviest rain probably stays off to our south. All right, this is a nice shot. Let's see if I can get it pulled up here from our friends up at Grandfather Mountain. That is the Grandfather Mountain picnic area. This image taken yesterday, and fall foliage really coming on nicely. That's the fall foliage report, some color up in the mountains, and the folks at Grandfather Mountain estimating that above about 4,000 or 4,500 feet, the peak of the fall foliage season will occur within the next 5 to 7 days. And, of course, the color will descend down to lower elevations from there. So some good color to be seen up in the high country this weekend if you want to head up to the North Carolina mountains. I still think the overall peak probably a week or so, maybe up to 2 weeks away. So again, if any time over the next 2 weeks or so, if you head up to the high country, you should have some good color to see. All right, that is it for today's edition of the Carolina Weather Video. Thank you very much for watching. Everyone have a wonderful day, and God bless.